Shalom, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Brakatah to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar, Alatah, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai to the sisters. I'm priest and officer of 500 Yaquatza under commanding Jen Yohana, representing the One West Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, which was established since 1969 out of One West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And our job is to raise the nation of Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians from North, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean islands, and throughout the entire earth, though, so that way Christ can return, which is named Yahweh Shai Mashiach, the greatest Black man to ever roam the face of the earth, can redeem our people as a nation and put us back on top so the earth can be in righteous rulership. Now, women are powerful, when I mean like women, though, I'm referring to Blacks, Latino, and Native American Indian sisters. They're beautiful. They got great bodies. They got great curves of hips, though, and getting the nails done, hairs done. That's a great, beautiful thing because the Lord blessed them to have that. And they're gentle. However, though, we got to understand, though, that's a superficial thing. By me, when I'm saying superficial, though, I said fireside with the women having their hair done, nails done, having the curves, having the pretty hands, pretty feet, and nice outfits and all the other stuff. Though, if she's not in the right spirit of the Most High, then all of that doesn't really matter. The looks and how she dressed and how much money she have, and she got a nice house, nice car, and all this other stuff. Though, is she able to have great sex? Though, things of that nature. Though, there's nothing wrong with that. Though, but according to the Lord's understanding, a woman must understand her place and know her role. And not follow the philosophies of how America is teaching women, though, and specifically we dealing with Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indian women, though, because first and foremost, those sisters are the people of God. They're the Lord's chosen people, though. The other women, like the Arabs, Caucasian women, African women, East Indian women, they're women. Leave them alone. Let them do what they want to do, though. But according to the Lord's understanding, though, for our sisters of Negro, Latino, Native American Indian descent, though, they gotta understand how to operate themselves according to the Lord's understanding, so they can be upright in the spirit and they can be extremely useful. Unfortunately, though, our women is like this, though, because again, our people decide to disobey the Lord, though, and now it's our job as Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians to obey the Lord, love each other, and do everything according to the Lord's understanding. And this topic is going to refer to understanding that our sisters got to get in proper order according to the Lord's understanding in order for our nation to be right again. So let's go to let's start with Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. Let's break that precept out. No, matter of fact, before we go to Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9, go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3, because if it's one thing, the Most High has already established rank and order. That's one thing that a sister must understand. You Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indian sisters, you must understand there is a natural order of things because the Most High said so. If you love God, if you say that you love Jesus Christ, though, then you sisters must understand that according to the Lord's understanding and Christ's understanding, that there's a natural order of things according to the Bible. And that's according to what the Most High said. This ain't coming out of my mouth, though. I'm just a loyal disciple obeying the Most High under command of Jenny Hanna. You got that? You got that, brother? No, hold on. You got First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. Oh, Salaki, I'm on second. You got it right. You got it. You got it right. Salaki, once you become a trooper, you'll start reading the precepts when I give them to you. All right, and I'll just break them down. Once you get your Hebrew name, Salaki. We'll talk about that after class. Just the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I will have you know, right, that the head of every man is Christ. So according to what Paul is saying, right, the head of every man on the face of this earth is Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai Mashiach. That's what Paul is bringing out according to 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. That every single male on this earth, though, Christ is above them, over every man. Right? Let's keep on. And the head of the woman is the man. So, according to what Paul is saying, right? Um, the head, the head of the woman is the man. So check this out, right? For blacks, Latinos, and American Indian sisters that's listed, right? Your head would normally be your father, your biological father, or if you got a stepfather, or if you got an uncle, any parental guardian that by normal they'll be over you though. However, now if a sister has a boyfriend, or actually it will be a husband, right? If you are having sex with this specific man, he is your head. So for sisters that's listening, any man that you have sex with, or you currently have sex with, because for sisters you're only supposed to have one sex partner. You're only supposed to have one man. For sisters, he's your head, he's your master, he's your lord. Now for sisters that's in the school, right? Commanding Junior Hana will be your head. Also, your camp leader will be your head. And for sisters that's in the school, if sisters has a husband or a man, that man or that husband is over you. That's your Lord. He's over you. You are to be obedient to you. You do everything he tell you to do according to if it's righteousness, though. If he tell you to do something that you know is not righteous, though, then don't fall for the okie dokie. Seek counsel. Call Commander Jediahada. Call the general. You know, if it's a husband that's trying to make you do something that you know is righteous, call the generals, call the captains, call the officers, call any priest or prophet, man or your husband is trying to, or pretty, you know, at the end is the man. So it would be biological father. It would be your stepfather. It would be your uncle, any man guardian though. If it's a now if it's an adult woman, and if she has a man and she's sleeping with that man, the truth or not in the truth, any ridiculous orders or anything that's gonna make you disobey Lord or cause you to sin or make you to do something that's out worldwide, look us up, Google us, One Watch ISUBK. And for sisters that's in, you can always contact the journal if it's really, really necessary, though. But we understand that the Lord use proper order and proper protocols. So again, said according to the Most High's understanding, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, Yahweh Shai, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ, who is Yahweh Shai, Mashah, is the Most High. That's the natural order of things, though. So this for sisters to understand that there's natural rank and order according to the Bible. Whatever, anything, everything that America been teach you or this world is teach you, though, it's understandable, though. But when you are following the Most High and you are obedient to the Most High, you must do what the Most High says. If you have a man, you obey him, whether he's in the school or not, though. If whether that brother is in the school under command of Jenny Hunter or not, though, if he gives you order and it goes and you know that it's a sin or it goes against the Most High, or if it's something that you know is really ridiculous, call the school, seek proper counseling, call the generals, call the captains, call the officers, seek proper counseling to deal with it right away. Don't wait to the last minute for something that may be minute that can be worsened. Don't do that. Just use common sense, though. And again, like the Bible says, though, according to what Paul is bringing out the Holy Bible, 1 Corinthians 11 and 3 says that the head of the woman is the man. That man you sleep with, that's your head. That's your Lord. Can't get around that. Now let's go to Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. And this precept would definitely deal with sister, you know what I'm saying? Because women are very true. Women are capable of a lot of things. The thing is, though, a, a woman a lot of women are naive in general. It's not to belittle no woman. Women are very smart and intelligent, though. But when it comes to like being street smart and survival smart and war tactics and things get really, really terrible in a terrible, dangerous situation, though, this is the reason why. Women a lot of times are very vulnerable. It's facts. Nature speaks for itself. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9. The heart is deceitful. So mind can deceive you because Satan can play games with you. Satan can tempt us, and again, why is he bringing this out, though? Because in the book of Genesis, though, the serpent had tempted Eve, which is the weaker vessel, and the serpent deceived Eve. The serpent spit out some game, like, because game could be played as a good thing. When the serpent was spitting out some game, he was doing it in a negative way. He was deceiving Eve to trick her so she could trick her husband to get them to set both of them up for failure. That's what happened. That's why the woman being naive, falling for the okie dokie, and the woman being naive, though, she didn't say, la no, let me talk to my husband and let you talk to my husband Adam about this, right? But instead, she insists on talking and conversating with the serpent and falling for the okie dokie, where she should have said, no, let me talk to my husband and have you approach my husband Adam and deal with my husband Adam about this. That's why. So this is a very interesting precept dealing with women. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. The heart, which is your mind, is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Because you thinking about a whole bunch of things 24/7 though, and at the same time, uh, for us to our people, for Black Latino Network Indians, we got to understand that we are to be obedient to the Most High 24/7. We are to keep His laws, statutes, commandments 24/7, though, and conduct ourselves according to the Lord's understanding, though. And a lot of times in society, though, a lot of random people, even people of our nation, though, like a lot of brothers, though, you know what I'm saying, out in the streets or in school, grammar school, or in high school or in college, though, come to a woman though, and a woman may say she know it all and she's very smart and intelligent though, but when it comes to logic and common sense though, a lot of times she fall for the okie dokie though. We see it all the time though. She all to do is takes for that right man to spit that type of game. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the kicker: a lot of oppressors be talking to our brothers, our sisters. A lot of oppressors, white men, be talking to our Black and Latino sisters and be gassing their head up and be brainwashing them and be deceiving them. And our sisters fall for the okie dokie because they haven't been properly trained on how to conduct themselves to defend against these type of situations. And they wasn't smart enough to be like some, hey, no, no, I'm not gonna do that. How about you talk to my father? How about you talk to my uncle? How about you talk to my brother? How about you talk to my husband? You know what I'm saying? Talk to my husband if she got a man. You know what I'm saying? Why are you talking to me? Why, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is this strange man coming up to my face, addressing me, approaching me, talking to me? Right. And we see that on a daily basis though. So this is something important for our sisters to understand though. You know what I'm saying? Our sisters are naive in a sense though, that they're not gonna say to the strange man or to the stranger that they don't know and be like some no la. If you need to talk to somebody, won't you address it to my father, address it to my uncle, address it to my brother, address it to my male cousin, address it to my husband if I got a man, right? You know what I'm saying? Because the white man or oppressor is a damn coward. He had talked to our sisters, but he ain't man enough to talk to us and address it. So he had talked to our sisters, knowing that they're naive and gullible, and gas their head up though, and then our sisters falling for the okie dokie. We see it in the music industry, the sports industry, the television industry, and the movie industry though. Like, and again though, we know that Black, Latino, Native American, Indian women sisters are very very talented though, but they get a lot of wrong inspiration from the oppressors, the other nations, and a lot of wrong inspiration from your Christian pastors, though, because they too weak to follow the Most High according to His understanding and tell you the truth instead of just speaking lies to you and saying that you gotta leave your man. You know, I'm just sidebarred. For example, though, telling you all types of negative when it comes specifically dealing not just the nation of Israel though, but our Black and Latino sisters though, because uh, Satan, his job is to tempt us though, and by Satan tempting our sisters though, our sisters get too gullible and they're not using logic and common sense when they can simply ask their father or ask their better yet husband, you know, if they have a man, if they need advice or anything to steer them in the right direction, or ask a specific man type of figure that has great inspiration that's going to teach you the right of things, not somebody that's going to want to try to get in your panties and gas you up and just throw you away, or get your panties and just beat your head in, or get your panties and do all types of horrible wickedness and throw you away and all this other stuff though. No, this is why it's important for our sisters to understand this though. It is important for our sisters to learn from the men uh under commanding Jenny Hanna. Get under commanding Jenny Hanna and the ISUBK and learn from men of the Most High, because we are the men of great inspiration that can teach our sisters how to conduct themselves and how to avoid all sorts of dangers, and um, don't put themselves in any type of jeopardy. Because this world we living in, it's a lot of dangerous areas and danger fields. And again, it's not about how physically strong and how and sometimes mentally strong though, but you gotta be spiritually strong. And again, if you are not following the Most High according to this understanding though, you more bound to fail. And this is specifically speaking with sisters though. You're not saying you want to, like, for all blacks to the network, it is you want to get under a man of the Lord like myself, or any general, captain, officer under Commander Jenny Hanna, to instruct you properly on what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do, and proper guidance. Because talking to a stranger of this world, though, which is any black man or a black sister, or Latino man or Latino sister, or especially the oppressor, though, they're gonna set you up for failure. Because 9 times out of 10, when it comes to street survival smart though, logically speaking, you're gullible. You're gonna fall for the okie dokie. All it takes for that certain man or that certain woman to say the right things to gas your head up, and you go fall for the okie dokie. And it happens all the time. Now we see why there are so many different missing sisters, which could fall and be related to the Epstein files, and a lot of types of things. A lot of missing sisters from ICE agents though, because ICE agent is locking up our Mexican and Latino sisters in cages, and throwing them away. And also in the reservations, a lot of ICE agents and a lot of oppressors and strange people is kidnapping our Native American Indian sisters, and they're missing by the thousands. And that's unnecessary. That just don't make sense though, because unfortunately our sisters are learning the ways of and it makes them more gullible, more naive, more vertical. And we got to understand that it's time for our sisters to get under the proper leadership, and understand that you need a man of God to properly guide you and instruct you. And a man of God is above you. He's your head. And who else? Your head is your husband. If you currently have a husband, he's your head as well too. You are to obey these men as long as they're giving you righteous to conduct righteous acts, not nothing that's unrighteous. So that's, again, this precept is extremely important for our sisters to understand and cling into. Let's go to First Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. Yeah, First Timothy chapter 11, chapter 2, verse 11 and 12. Let me know. Oh, matter of fact, it's more precious to that though. So we gonna start at verse 11 whenever you got it. Yeah, First Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. You got it. Yeah, this the book of First Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjected. So, with that being said, though, anytime a man of God is teaching and instructing a woman, a black, Latino, Native American Indian sister, she are to be in silence. She is to listen and and follow that proper order. She is to listen, take notes, grab a pen and paper and take notes if she got to take notes, and to listen and listen to everything that brother is speaking. That would be specifically like a man of God like myself, though, because I'm a priest and prophet of the Most High under Commander Jenny Hanna, though. I have the license to teach blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians the truth according to the Bible, our history, our culture, the laws, statutes, commandments, and how we're supposed to conduct ourselves so that our nation become a great again. So when a sister coming to class though, she's sitting on the other side, right? Of the class, nothing but sisters, and these sisters are to be in absolute silence when the when the speaker is speaking, though, whether it's a general, whether it's a captain, whether it's an officer that's teaching the class, though she's silent though. If a sister has a question, she's to raise her hand. Now, um, in society though, at home though, if a sister has a man though, if a man is giving her a lawful order which is righteous, she is to listen and be quiet and not to interrupt that man. Or if her husband or her head is give her proper instruction on what she's supposed to do, she is to listen in silence and not to interrupt him in his speech. Do not interrupt that man in his speech. Though, listen to everything you got to say. Then you have a feedback. Then say Salakia, sir, because that will be her husband or her head or her camp leader. Then she's to say Salakia, sir. She want to request something. She wants to make a statement or she have a question. But until then, she is to listen to her camp leader or her head or her man if she's home or at a designated area. Though, if her husband is speaking to her, listen with all subjective. Listen to everything you got to say first, though. Then she can raise her hand if she's in class, or she could say Salakia, sir. You know what I'm saying? Because that man is over her anyway. She's above him. She says Salakia, sir. Salakia Adawan. I have because Adawan is the Hebrew name for sir, right? So she says Salakia, sir, or Salakia Adawan. I have a statement I want to make, or I have a question I would like to ask. Then she could give off her question or her statement. But anytime her husband is giving her a lawful order according to the Lord's understanding, or her husband is giving her proper instructions, as long as if it's righteousness though, then she is to be silent and listen to everything he got to say first before she make a statement or make a question. Just like we do in class or just like we do in the school. So that's something she need to first understand. Verse 12, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Now, when the Lord is saying that I suffer not a woman to teach, here's the kicker. Sisters, blacks, Latinos, Native American, Indian sisters can teach. They can teach a man, like if it's like a science class, a math class, engineering class, if it's welding, if it's business class, women can teach women can teach the children, and women can teach other men when it refers to like things that's not commanding orders or anything with the Bible, right? She could teach a man skills on welding, skills on cooking. She could teach a man on mechanics. She could teach her man or any man on computers and other skills. But when it comes to doing class teaching, when it comes to doing camp speaking, when it comes to teaching the word of the Most High or commanding instructions, a woman is not to teach a man or usurp authority over that man or her husband. That's a no-no. The Lord is absolutely against that. When, according to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3, it says that the man is head of that woman. So again, no woman is to usurp no authority over no man. You know what I'm saying? Do not usurp authority over no man. Do not usurp authority over the camp leader, the instructor, the teacher, or your husband. When that camp leader, when that teacher, instructor, or that man is give you a lawful order or give you proper instruction and protocols on what you need to do and what you're not supposed to do, you are to be in silent and listen to everything he has to say. Then, if you have a question or a statement, then you say Salakia, sir, or Salakia Adwan, and then you can address your statement or your question when you approve it. You had a question you want to bring out? Okay. All right, no sweat. Let's read on. But to be in silence, right? Be in silence. And there's a reason for that, though. Verse 13. For Adam was first formed, then Eve, right? Because when the Most High uh, gave the breath of life to Adam, he gave the breath of life to Adam first. Adam was the first man to receive the truth. It don't mean that Adam was the first man created. No, when he was speaking to Adam was first formed, that means Adam was the first man to receive the truth, to receive understanding on how a human being is supposed to conduct himself. Adam was the first man to receive understanding on how the earth is supposed to be governed and how society is supposed to be governed. Adam was the first man on how he's supposed to correct and check a woman when she's going off, right? Adam was first formed, then Eve. Verse 14, and Adam was not deceived, right? You heard that, right? Adam was not deceived because when you go back in the book of Genesis, though, the serpent was a coward, was a coward to go deceive the weaker vessel, which was Eve. He didn't go to the man to speak to the man. The serpent wasn't the dominant force. He went to the weaker vessel and went after his woman. Like in today's society, though, the white man teaches our people how to talk to a woman when she already has a man, or talk to a woman if a man is around, knowingly the woman is the weaker vessel, or naive and gullible. See, the white man teaches that, though, because the white man in his society do it his damn self. He do that himself. The white man is a coward, and it's a fact. He teach that. He teach that you don't deal with the man and just talk to the woman directly, and don't talk to the man. The white man in his society in America teaches that, though. But for our sisters to get understanding, though, we don't follow that. We don't follow the oppressor in the white man society. We don't do that. If any man needs to teach you, to talk to you, though, they need to first address your camp leader or your head or any man that's over you. If you have a husband, then he is supposed to speak to your husband first or your man first before anything goes. He don't directly come see and talk to you. That's not how that works. But in this society, though, by the white man being a damn coward, though, they push that out. They teach that it is okay. And again, and back to verse 14, 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 14. And Adam was not deceived, right? He wasn't deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression, because look at Genesis, though, Eve was the one that the serpent went up to and addressed first, though. The serpent, being a damn coward, addressed the woman first. He didn't address the man first. He addressed his woman. He talked to his woman, which is out of order. He talked to his woman and spit game to his woman, which is absolutely out of order, and deceived his woman, which is out of order. And then she ended up falling for the okie dokie, being naive, and made the first transgression, which made everything to failure. You know, so that's something we need to understand. That's why that it's important for Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indian sisters is to learn this truth and get under command of Jenny Hanna, and learn a man, a priest, a prophet, and a man of the Lord, and the ISUBK. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 30. This should be it right here. 34 and 30. Right. So this is another precept for sisters to understand how the Most High conduct things, and how the Most High has established everything on the earth. Another precept for sisters to understand. Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 30 and 31. right? Because it's a precepts that refers to dealing with our sisters. You know what I'm saying? For our sisters to get understanding. Because this subject all refers to why sisters can be powerful when they are obedient, silent, and they have skills. You know, I bring that precept about them having skills too. You got it. Verse 30 and 31. Verse start at verse 30 first. So Ezekiel 34 and 30. You got it right, Warrior. All right, just the book of Ezekiel, chapter 34, verse 30. Thus shall they know that I, Yahweh, their power, am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, are my people. So the Lord has said that the nation of Israel, blacks, Latinos, and American Indians, are His people. He ain't talking about nobody else. Said Yahweh, Most High, Yahweh power. Because on the context, sometimes on the context it could be Most High, it could be Lord, it could be referred right. It could be referred to Lord or power or judge. But this is speaking on the Most High. So that's why I'm saying the Most High's name, because it's specifically talking about the Most High and how the Most High is dealing with His people. He's not dealing with everybody else though. That's why I'm gonna read it again. Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 30. Then thus they know, then shall they know that I, the Most High Lord, which is all the caps. So this is the Most High Yahweh, their power, their God, their power, and with them, because the word God is power, judge, title, or authority, right? But Lord in that context with all capitals, that's the Most High. That's the Most High right there. The Most High name is Yahweh. You see it, right? Lord in all caps. And then for their God, in that context, their power. You know what I'm saying? Because the word God is a title, which means power, judge, authority, ruler. You know, uh, Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 30. Thus shall they know that I, Yahweh, their power, am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, who are the house of Israel, blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, who are descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob changed his name to Israel, Yasharella, which means Prince of the Power. Let's get that straight. Are my people. It didn't say everybody. It says my people. Said uh, Lord power. Verse 31. And ye, my flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your power with the Lord Yahweh. Right. Because the flock of my pasture are the men. It's not the women. Because that's a precept that will flirt to First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3, when it's speaking about the man being the head of the woman. The flock of my pasture are men. So the men are giving the commanding orders. Women have a different position, but a woman position is to not to be given orders to any men. A woman can definitely instruct other sisters and the children though, but when it comes to men, no. According to the Lord's understanding, women don't give commanding orders to men, because even nature speaks for itself though. 9 times out of 10 at a household, a masculine man is not going to listen to no woman. He's not going to do what no woman tell him to do. The men that's in a masculine state of mind, like they're supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that. Let's go to it should be Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10, when it speaks about the skills. We go deal with that first. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10. Yeah, the book of Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10. Right, because you definitely write the precepts down, then you write the breakdowns that I give. Yeah. Yep, you got that. This is a very powerful precept pertaining to blacks, Latinos, Native American Indian sisters. This the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? So first and foremost, though, this is a rhetorical question that the Most High is bringing out, though, right? Who can find a virtuous woman? Do you know what the word virtuous means? Word, if I may, if you don't, if you don't know, I'll help you out. All right, like the word virtuous in the Bible, according to Lord's understanding, will mean that a virtuous woman is a woman that has skills, attributes, you know, like cooking, cleaning, computers, take care of the children, um, a lot of different skills, gardening. You know what I'm saying? That's another great skill. Sharecropping. You know what I'm saying? Gardening, agriculture. You know, that's a real good skill. You know what I'm saying? She's good with managing money, financing. You know what I'm saying? Because a whole lot of sisters are good in financing. You know, right. It's right because, and that's a rhetorical question though, because in this society in America and throughout the earth though, through this society called Babylon, or which is America, you know, it's hard, it's difficult to find a black, Latino, Native American Indian sister that's virtuous, who have skills, because a lot of these women though are these dependent women, or brainwashed by the feminist movement and brainwashed by your Christian pastors, and and brainwashed by these oppressors. Um, you know what I'm saying, being naive and gullible, you know, that when they deal with a men though, they're not virtuous, they're not skillful, they're not contributing with their husband like they're supposed to. They're supposed to cook, clean, keep their mouth shut, and do what right. And we're not saying it to bash any sister. The fact is, when we are in the household with your man, though, you're supposed to be, if it's anything, you're supposed to make yourself useful, cooking, cleaning, sewing, uh, uh, finding out what you could do to help build the family structure or our nation better. You know what I'm saying? All sorts of skills. You know what I'm saying? Being a comfort to your man. Keep your damn mouth shut. Stop talking so damn much. Stop trying to argue with your man over every little thing. Y'all go get it. Okay, in a relationship, though, a man and a woman is gonna get to certain arguments though, but you don't have to argue every day, all day, 24/7 though, which is stupid. And a lot of times, if y'all get into an argument and y'all can't agree with it though, go seek counseling. That's why the ISUBK is the most intelligent thing on the face of the earth for blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Come seek counseling so that the generals, captains, and officers can we're now the nitty gritty to help build the family structure, you know, because we go through things in life though. Do not try to lead it to your own understanding, do your own. And then a lot of sisters try to lead it to their own understanding and try to do it on their own, and they fail every time because they learn from this society. They learn from the philosophy of Christianity, and they learn from the white man society in America and everything else that's not of the most high. And this is important for and again, there is plenty and lots of women that is virtuous though, that have plenty of skills though, but this is just speaking to blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indian women in general, because the majority of our sisters of this earth that we live in are not virtuous. It's hard. It's very hard in this society to find a virtuous sister, you know, you know, because of how this society is being ran. For her price is far above rubies, right? A sister of that nature, of that prestige, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it again. A sister of that prestige is hard to find in society though, because a lot of our sisters is falling for the okie dokie through Christianity, learning from these pastors and learning the philosophy of America, you know what I'm saying, through the colleges, through high school, through grammar school, through these other stupid uh, 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 different medias and entertainers, you know what I'm saying, that's that's having this whole thing with man versus woman. So specifically what blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, a man versus woman thing, arguments, which is stupid and dumb and, and freaking embarrassing among our nation. When a woman is supposed to be a sister, is supposed to be virtuous, having skills, being compassionate, having being considerate for your fellow brothers and sisters, loving her husband, loving him like she's supposed to, caring for him, being a comfort to him, giving him sex, cooking for him, supporting him, providing for them, being a comfort. Instead of trying to go out in the field and follow the philosophy of what the oppressor is bringing out or what America is bringing out, or listening to your Christian pastors, which you ain't supposed to be. You're not supposed to be listening to another man, no way. You ain't supposed to. You're not, by nature, spiritually, by sisters listening to Christian pastors and they already have a husband or a man, by nature, you're spiritually being an adulterer because you listening to another man that's not your man, and you're getting wrong ideas from another man that's not your man, and it destroys. It causes a lot of confusion. It destroys family household. So by nature, when a Black, Latino, Native American Indian sister listen to a Christian pastor or another man, but for guidance or wisdom or structure and understanding, but yet they already have a husband, you are doing spiritual fornication. You are committing spiritual adultery, and the Lord is absolutely against that. So that's why it is unlawful for a sister to be going to church, because by nature you're listening to another man that's gas you up though. Unless now if it's a sister that's a class under commanding Jenny Hadado, we have the authorization to teach Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indian sisters the truth, because we're not gonna be naysayers like your Christian pastors and teach you to go sleep with another man and leave your husband and things of that nature. That's what white men do. That's what your Christian pastors do. And if it's anything, your Christian pastors or oppressors will gas you up though. So if it's anything, they do a slick attack to try to have sex with you, which is unlawful and unrighteous. And it happened before. Your Christian pastors do it all the time. That's why, by default, it is unlawful for a sister to keep going up in these Christian churches, listening to these pastors, because your Christian pastors are not the men of the Most High, number one. Number two, your Christian pastors are telling our sisters to leave her man if she got a man, which is unlawful, and that's spiritual adultery, spiritual fornication by default. Don't do that. That's why it is important for every Black, Latino, and Native American Indian sister to get up under commanding Jeniana. We have schools throughout the whole entire earth. The ISUBK number is in the internet. It's in the internet. Google it up. And again, what a Black, Latino, Native American Indian sister get into the truth and find out that by her skills and by her attributes, because all of our sisters has plenty of attributes and potential. They just got to find it. It starts by learning from a man of God under command of Jeniana. And once they clean their spirit and be upright, and they start to find the attributes, though, it makes a sister extremely powerful, for sure. And that's a beautiful thing. Right. I'm a sidebar. Let's do a little bit of history. We got the book of Babylon, Timbuktu, right? You see this, warrior? We got the book of the Babylon, Timbuktu. I'm gonna go to page 90, right? We go give a little history, Black history though, because here's the kicker though. The ISUBK is teaching Black history every single day. The Black history that the oppressor America is pushing out for February is false. It's a phony. Don't believe in that garbage. Real Black history is the men that ISUBK that's teaching it in the Bible, in historical records, in archaeological record, to back up what we talk about. That's real Black history. So screw Black history that America's teaching us. Real Black history is the history coming from the men of the ISUBK that's bringing it out in the front lines or in the classrooms. All right. So we got the book of Babylon Timbuktu, right? And on page 90, I'm gonna go down to the last paragraph where it says the Black Jews had advantage over the African tribes. So the oppressors and the white Jewish man knew that the Black Jews, which were Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, were scattered in different parts of Africa, in different parts of the earth. And when they scattered through different parts of Western Africa and went to the African tribes, which are the Hamites, the Africans and the Negroes and Latinos, who are the real Jews, knew that these Africans, these different melanated and dark-skinned people had a different type of spirit, had a different type of God they served, and it had a different type of culture, language, and a different type of aura. Right. This is how you distinguish a difference between a so-called Negro and a so-called African. You know, whether they're in Africa or whether they're in America. You know, we carry ourselves entirely different. The spirit, how we conduct ourselves, the God we worship, everything. They carry their culture, history, laws, and written records with them, right? So Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians carried our history, laws, and written records with us when we ran down to Africa, fleeing Roman persecution. Facts. This history. So we were to be the people that carried our culture and our history and our identity down to Africa, fleeing Roman persecution from the Romans. And we blended in with these other dark-skinned races, which is known as the indigenous Africans or the biblical Hamites. This assured them a constant precedent for the development of a higher social organization because of the stability of the Black Jewish culture, which would be us. We was fly. We was bad. We was outstanding, man. It's gonna tell you why we so outstanding as a people, right? It's just gonna tell you why niggas, Latinos, and Native American Indians, all of us as niggas in general, are outstanding. I'm gonna read more, including with the sisters. Why our sisters are so valued and so precious and have a very high prestige when they follow the Most High. Our sisters included, right? It's going to tell you why. Because of the stability of the Black Jewish culture, the Jews were not absorbed into autonomous population. In fact, the Jews absorbed some of the native tribes. The Jews made use of every opportunity, right? Let's read on. They were an industrious and skillful people, like we talked about with our sisters. Black, Latino, Native American Indian sisters have a lot of skills and attributes, especially when they are obedient to the Most High and when they are obedient to a man of God and when they are obedient to their husband, their head. That's what makes a sister extremely valuable, right? And the Jewish Ghanaian states were found kings. We were kings, princes. We were princes, right? We were governors, generals. We were generals, secretaries, treasurers, revenue agents, judges, architects, engineers, doctors, historians. Because a sister could become doctor, a sister could become engineer. You know, a sister could become an architect, historians, language interpreters. A sister could become a language interpreter, right? Mathematicians. A sister could become a mathematician. Jewelers, sculptors, masons, carpenters, painters of art, goldsmith, leather workers, potters, armorers, settlers, blacksmiths, agriculturists. A sister become a farmer, right, etc. Right. So again, in this book, though, the oppressors and the Africans and all the other nations knew, in fact, that Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians were extreme, skillful people. We are a people of royalty. Like it said, we were kings and princes, right? Did it not say that we in the book on page 90 that we were a people of kings and princes, right? Didn't it say that? Right. So with that being said, by the men having commanding authority, our sisters partaking being farmers, agriculture, blacksmith, secretaries, mathematicians, interpreters, doctors, engineers. Right. Our blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indian sisters took part in all of this. Partook in all this, though. They just didn't have commanding positions like a king or a prince. Right. They don't have commanding positions. But our sisters are extremely valuable and have high prestige based on the skills they contribute building our nation. So again, the white man, being the devil that the Bible speaks of, lied about our people of who we are. They don't bring this out. You got a question? Bring that out. Go ahead. You can order this book on Amazon. You can definitely order this book on Amazon. So again, relating to this topic about how valuable and how precious how our sisters are when they are obedient and have skills, right? This also refers to like the white man being the devil the Bible speaks of, lying about our people, lying about our sisters. They push propaganda in the media to make it seem like our sisters are this, that, twerking and all that, and getting naked in social media and being what they call it what they call that joint what's that joint called that a sister do to get sex for money? No, no, not that though. Not only that though. It's the it's a fancy word for it though. Oh, uh, it's a facial thing. It's a damn. What is that called? OnlyFans, right? You know, I said the white man's the devil that the Bible speaks of, man, because it really all come from him. And the word devil just means deceiver. You know what I'm saying? It's just that they lie and push propaganda about our people. Our sisters are not supposed to be OnlyFans. Our sisters are not supposed to be prostitutes, whores, or ratchet, or gullible, or well, naive in that sort of nature. You know, they're not supposed to be like that. Our sisters are supposed to be skillful. And what I read out according to the book of Babylon Timbuktu in the page 90, and what I read out according to the Bible. You know, right. Our blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indian sisters are very beautiful people, and they're very precious and valuable people. We definitely meet them, you know, like being a priest and prophet, the Lord under command of Jenny Hanna, and being from Real Nigga University, though, I love blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indian sisters. And my job is to guide and instruct blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indian sisters in the righteousness according to the Lord's understanding, teaching them this Bible, teaching them their history, their culture, and how they're supposed to conduct themselves. You know, and it teaching our sisters how to avoid and not falling for okie dokies, who to stay away from. You know what I'm saying? Not only just the oppressors and the other nations that's go slick talk and beguile them though and lie to them though, but you got a lot of our brothers that's in the world that's worldly though, that's slick talk them and tell them lies and deceive them and beat them down and sexually assault them and all type things of that nature. It's different levels to it, though, but it all falls to that though. This is why, you know what I'm saying, it is important that the Lord is smarter than any man though. The Lord brought out the One West Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, and the Lord got the right man to take charge until Christ get here, and that is commanding Jenny Hanna. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 5, verse 12. They're referring to what the women's topic. Definitely, brother. You can definitely get this book on Amazon or any other website. The Babylon Timbuktu. A lot of our history speaks about it. You You know, the white man lying and saying that we swung in trees in Africa and ran around with no clothes on, or even in the Americas when Christopher Columbus discovered our Native American Indian brothers and Seminole Indian brothers and Native Latino brothers and sisters, though they portray us as running around naked and being savages, though. That is a lie, though. That's why the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Like, they made that movie, like, Apocalyptics and all this other crazy stuff, though. The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. When you look up the artifacts and real history and ancient pictures of our people was fully covered in clothes. Whether in the Americas, in the Caribbeans, even the time when we ruled Europe, though, our people was fully dressed like King James alone and King David, right? Um, Beethoven, all we were fully dressed. We weren't running around nude and shirt took it off and clothes all half off your asshole like those like the oppressors of other nations do. They do that. We don't do that. That's unlawful for us. It's unlawful for us to be naked in public. That's why when we go swimming, we wear like water protected shirts and trousers, shorts. We don't be walking around bare chest and naked. I'm just saying about it, right? And this to fall. This also to give our sister understanding that they gotta have they gotta have some shame on them. You know what I'm saying? Not to be all naked and clothes all half off your behind and legs all out and thighs all showing, exposed and stuff though. That's supposed to be for your man. That's supposed to be sacred for your man. Surprise me. I don't want everybody to know that, you know what I'm saying? Surprise me. You know what I'm saying? Like in general, my woman, surprise me. I like, surprise me. You know. I said Hebrews 5:12, right? You got that? And this pertain to sisters so they get understanding. This the last precept in our in the class today for time's sake. Just the book of Hebrews chapter 5 verse 12 for women's topic for when for the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again. So for Black, Latinos, Native American Indian sisters, though, a lot of things that our sisters been learning is through white supremacy or the philosophy of Christianity. You know what I'm saying? The philosophy of the oppressors. But it is our job as priests and prophets of the men under command of Jenny to teach Black, Latinos, Native American Indians the truth according to the Lord's understanding, the Bible, the Holy Bible, historical references to substantiate the Bible, like the Babylon Timbuktu. A lot of different historical sources and archaeological records and languages to prove who we are as a people and how we're supposed to conduct ourselves. Right. So a lot of our sisters need to be retaught again because they've been learning through white supremacy, whether it's through the church, Christian church, whether it's through the Islamist, whether it's through the grammar school, the colleges, the theologian schools, anything that partakes with America is all white supremacy. And now is the time for Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians to learn the truth according to the Most High under commanding Jenny Hanna. Learn, Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indian sisters, learn your true culture, your true identity. Who in the hell are you? That's the question. That's what the Lord's asking. Who are you? Once you understand who are you according to the Bible, you'll understand your culture, what you're supposed to eat, what you're not supposed to eat, who you're supposed to have sex with, who you're not supposed to have sex with, who you're supposed to deal with, who you're not supposed to deal with, how you're supposed to conduct yourself, things of that nature. Which teach you again, which would be first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. So when we teach it, not only our brothers and sisters general though, but the sisters in this topic though, when we teach our Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indian sisters this truth though, that we got to teach them strong milk. That they got to know the basic fundamentals. So a lot of these are basic how a Black, Latino, Native American Indian sisters fundamentals, basic fundamentals on how to become righteous according to the Lord's understanding. And with that being said, that's the end of the class. Let's bring out the security announcements. All right, okay, security announcements. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to be learned, shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. Oh, it's lucky. But take cover. It's lucky. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Ties, which is commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means 10th in Hebrew. Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny, any increase the Lord gives you. Get to the general priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatever amount you would like to hold. Upcoming holy convocations, coming March 2nd and 3rd. We got the Feast of Purim. Make sure you go to your the school nearest your city of zone. Passover, the Lord's 57th annual Passover. Start making preparations of hotels and travels. The Passover weekend starts April 1st, ends April 6th. The 4th will be the most important day, the Lord's actual annual Passover. Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians are all welcome, regardless of what belief system you want. Every Black, Latino, Native American Indian is all welcome. Remind Akim Aqua, he'll the check bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in a school, to start wear all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. With that being said, stand up. Amaju, which means to stand. Amaju Shabbat. Pray, which pray, Amaju Shabbat. Amaju Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shabbat. Yazbata, sorry, which means turn. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Sister Stan. Amaju Shabbat. Abaju, Barak, Yahweh, Shamar, Elathah, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Yazbata. Class dismissed.